What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here. We're live. We were not going to miss it. It may just be me and John today. We don't know. Somebody else might be coming in. I don't think we're going to see Jeremy appear. And Jeremy's got some shit to take care of, but that's all right. We'll hold it down on lock. We got a lot of things to talk about today. And the chat is already popping off. We already got some members and some super stickers. We'll get to that. But first off, John, how are you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Almost forgot today was Sunday. We went live on our sports channel, and about an hour before our text rose, I was like, man, it's Sunday. I didn't realize it was Sunday. It feels kind of weird because there's no football this week. And Super Bowl week is kind of messed up. So
it's true. Like without when you have football on Sunday, even if you're not really watching that much, just the fact that there is that event that it's going to be trending, that it's going to be everywhere. Just when that happens and it doesn't, you're like, what the fuck is this actually Sunday? And that's kind of what it feels like this week in between the Super Bowl. And we haven't really ramped up on the Super Bowl media hype and all that stuff yet. People are more concerned about what's going on in the stock market with GameStop than they are about the Super Bowl, which is basically par for the course for professional sports right now.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny that Robinhood is a bigger story than the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, it is. It really is that Robinhood fucking so many people is the fact that they're named fucking Robinhood and they're doing literally the opposite right now.
Yeah.
Obviously caught the attention. It's so memeable. It's so meme worthy. So people are taking advantage of that. Top Gozer says the Royal Rumble is tonight. Really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that shit either, honestly. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't follow wrestling anymore. I used to a lot, and it just got to me. I just didn't care about the people. Like I just felt like the people that they had that they wanted to push, I was just so fucking sick of. And I felt like they weren't listening to a lot of the fans, and I was just done with it. So that's where I'm at now.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of good things about AEW. I heard AEW is awesome. So if I am going to get back into wrestling, I'll probably get back there if it were me.
Yeah. So Rhodes is more into all of that. I'm not really into wrestling anymore.
Oh, you got the New Japan wrestling. I don't know. A lot of people love that shit too. So we'll see. Now, Lowell Hutton becomes a channel member. Thank you. Welcome to the MVP level. And then Mick Walsh also becomes a channel member. Again, thank you very much, both you guys. We appreciate that. Got a couple super stickers as well. We've got Culture Casino with the Rainbow Unicorn super sticker. Thank you, Culture. And then Teresa Martin. Miss Martin Muses with the Rose. Thank you, Miss Martin Muses. Appreciate that, guys. Now, we had a big fucking trade go down in the NFL, and I think it is only the first of many quarterbacks we are going to see changing spots. Matthew Stafford goes to the Rams, leaves the Detroit Lions' miserable franchise, and is on to what he hopes to be greener pastures in LA. John, what's your initial impressions of this trade and of Matt Stafford moving?
Initially, I found out about it last night. I saw you had put up it was either you or Jeremy put up a video on it. I was getting into bed. I was like, wow, this happened in our text roads. And then I believe that the Lions got 2 first-round picks, Jared Goff, and a 3rd-round pick. This was an easy win for the Lions. Yeah, they got a little bit of a drop-off in QB, but their QB wasn't taking them anywhere anyway. You might as well get those picks, and we'll see how that actually plays out. But for the Rams, it was an upgrade on QB. Now, how much of an upgrade? It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
But those picks, man, that's a lot of picks to give away, I think.
I don't think that Jared Goff, it was really made for that offense. I think that, so Matthew Stafford, he's obviously a little older. I think he's around 33, something like that.
Yeah, 32 or something like that.
He has always been a little more mobile. Not to say he's a running quarterback, but he's somebody that is mobile in the pocket and can push the pocket. That is what the Rams want to do with virtually every play. They want to move the pocket. And Jared Goff just isn't made for that. I think McVay got a lot of what he could get out of Goff. But I just think that Stafford is a better fit for them. I think he's a better quarterback. I think he's going to do much better than Jared Goff did. I think they're going to put a lot more faith in Matthew Stafford to make plays than they would have in Jared Goff.
Right. Because Goff is definitely more of a game manager, and Stafford is better than a game manager. He can actually make plays.
Yeah, I feel like Goff is a guy that you have to like. Your play calling almost has to be perfect for Goff. You have to create these situations for him, whereas Stafford is just more complete. Now, maybe that will come for Goff with, a little more experience, a little more years. But Matthew Stafford didn't want to be in Detroit for this fucking
shocker. Nobody wants to be in Detroit.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in Detroit for this fucking rebuild, another rebuild. And speaking of rebuilds, we thought we'd changed. We thought we'd changed Sports Wars forever. We thought we got rid of this guy. But here he is. What's up, Jeremy?
I am. Hello, everybody.
You sound tired as fuck.
I was at the, this, Ryan, but I was at the ER all night with my daughter. So I'm back now. So she's doing decent right now, but I don't want to get too far into that. But I'm here, so let's keep talking sports.
Hell yeah! So you made this video last night when it happened. It does seem like a win-win for both sides, honestly. The Rams get that immediate help that they need right now, upgrade at quarterback, and the Lions build for their future, which is essentially what they're going to have to do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never imagined Matthew Stafford at this point in his career would pull that much. I mean, the Lions got a lot. The problem is the Lions won't do anything with it because they're the Lions. They're
right, exactly.
But I will be interested to see what happens because didn't the Rams go 10-6 last year? And then just a few years removed. Yeah, and they're a few years removed from a Super Bowl. They've got a great coach. They've got the pieces around Matt Stafford now. And if he's ever going to do anything, it's now. So
yeah,
I think I'm interested to see how the Rams are going to perform. I really am. And I think the Lions are just going to piss away any opportunities they have because this is what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a great situation for Stafford to go into. Like, right, who's the best coach do you think Matt Stafford's had before this? Jim Caldwell?
Dude, Jim Caldwell's a former Super Bowl coach.
With Peyton Manning.
I know.
Jim Caldwell is a fucking robot on the sidelines who was like actually just kind of being controlled by Tony Dungy. That's always how I felt about Jim Caldwell. Like the dude's fucking trash. Jim Caldwell is not a good coach.
I never thought he was a good coach.
He's a fine coordinator. I don't think anything special necessarily. I think we know that Peyton was very much responsible for what was going on there.
Right.
So I think this is Stafford's time to shine. And we'll see what he does. I've always liked Stafford, even though he's suffering up there in Detroit. But I hope it works out for him, honestly. I'd like to see the Rams go with him and kind of take off. We know that Jared Goff has been the weakness for that team. Like, you just see him and you realize that he can't make some of these plays that McVay wants him to make. And so the play calling is affected by that. So I think it's good. And when you look at these numbers, you got to remember, people are saying, though, they got way too much for him. Jamal Adams, a safety, right? Jamal Adams got 2 first-round picks, like, to go to the Seahawks. Like, that's just where we're at when you're talking about these things. And I think that Matthew Stafford, I think the quarterback position is much more important than obviously the safety position is important. No one's denying that. Jamal Adams is a game changer, but the quarterback position is just more important. So I think it's a fair price, honestly.
What's somebody like Deshaun Watson going to pull?
That's what people are asking now, right?
Yeah.
And, Deshaun Watson, is that 3 now? Is that 3 first-round picks?
That's probably 4 first-round picks. There may be 4 first-round picks now for him.
Yeah, because you got to ask that question. This set the market. You have so many people right now. Think of the quarterbacks that could be changing teams. Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo. There's been rumors about Aaron Rodgers pushing out of Green Bay after what happened this year. Like those whispers are out there, and he has basically said, we'll see where it leads. It's an incredible mystery. That's what Aaron Rodgers has said.
Well, Green Bay said something different.
Oh, yeah, Green Bay said we're not fucking moving.
But they did draft Jordan Love in the first round. You can't let that guy just sit around, for a while, unless they pull, a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers thing.
Well, I think that with Aaron Rodgers, he sees Jordan Love, and he's got to be thinking, wow, that's a first-round draft pick. That could have been a tackle. That could have been a safety. That could have been a wide receiver, Jordan Love, instead of sitting there. That could have helped push me over the top to the Super Bowl. So I think that, we are getting to the NBA level with the NFL right now. We are seeing these guys stick their fucking flags in the ground and say, I'm not playing for you. Trade me. And they have the power at this point. Green Bay's a different organization, but I still think it might happen.
Yeah, but Green Bay doesn't actually have an owner.
Yeah,
so I don't know. That may actually.
Well, that's what he's saying. They're different. Yeah. They're different there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I have a hard time believing Aaron Rodgers leaves, though, at this point in his career. I mean, they are not. Look, you can blame LaFleur for that terrible decision. And it was a bad decision. Yeah. But on that third down play, Aaron Rodgers made a bad decision.
He should have ran it in.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, at the end of the day, LaFleur's getting second guessed because it didn't work. If it would have worked, which it almost did, then we would be talking completely different. It's all hindsight. The Green Bay Packers, to me, this is one of the best teams Aaron Rodgers has had. But this is a guy who has historically... He had a 15-1 team a few years ago coming off of a Super Bowl. And guess what? They lost the first game of the playoffs. They couldn't even win a playoff game with a 15-1 team. Yep. So people can blame whatever they want to blame. But no matter how much you want to complain about Tom Brady having weapons, the Green Bay Packers have a better football team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were favored. They were the number 1 seed. They had the NFL MVP. They were at home. And they lost. That is a team effort, but at the end of the day, the leader of the team is Aaron Rodgers, and he had moments where he could have punched that ball in, and they didn't make it happen. And that's just where we are now. Where if he goes somewhere else, I don't think he walks into a better situation than he has right now.
Yeah.
It's just tough to see him going into a different situation.
Who in this panel picked Green Bay to lose? Oh, that'll be me. I was the only one.
Yeah, you were the only one.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, they should have fucking won. Like, they had opportunities. Aaron Rodgers had all the opportunities in the world.
Should they have won? They were down 28-10.
Yeah, but
they should have won.
Brady threw 3 interceptions. The ball over.
Yeah, he threw 3 interceptions.
Not all of them were his fault,
But Aaron Rodgers was awful in that fourth quarter. I think he was like 4 for 11 in the fourth quarter.
That's the story of his career, though. He's always kind of shown up smaller than he should in the biggest moments.
But of course, most of the media isn't even blaming him. They're blaming Matt LaFleur for that play call.
Absolutely, it's always somebody else's. This is the story of Aaron Rodgers' career. It's always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault.
Now, I would have actually went for it on fourth down. But still, either way it went, you still needed you probably would have needed the field goal anyway. But I would have taken the fourth down play and tried to punch in the end zone. Yeah, it was a bad call. But Aaron Rodgers did not make plays. And he's playing the game.
Yeah. Thomas Armetta says Lions should just trade Goff for more picks, go full Madden franchise mode with it. Don't put it past them. And at this point, they might just what pick do the Lions even have? They have a pretty high pick.
The Lions always have high picks. They stink.
Yeah, that's true. Lions draft 2020. Let me see. I don't know what
was their record this year?
I don't fucking know. Here, I think they're 7th. So they're the 7th pick overall. They got so many that if they do trade Goff, or they could use Goff to try to move as well and get a pick from the Jets, right? If the Jets say they want to stick with Darnold, they can move up to number 2 and pick Justin Fields. There's so much they can do, the Detroit Lions, with this rebuild that they have going. So it's possible. They have a lot of capital to work with. But like we were talking about Dak Prescott before, what the fuck's going to go on with Dak coming off that injury? You know, where's he going to end up? Are the fucking Dallas Cowboys going to do a long-term deal with him? What's going to happen?
Jerry's going to pay him.
I think Dak Prescott is completely overrated.
Yeah, me too. We were talking about that before the stream. I was telling John, like, I don't think Dak Prescott's good.
He's not.
What?
Well, Ryan thinks that Stafford is better than Dak.
He is substantially. Come on, dude. Dak has had a insanely great offensive line when he was succeeding in Dallas. He had Zeke back there. You know, just tightening up.
Zeke is about
everything.
washed up now.
I understand that, but when Dak was kind of on point for those first few years, he had an insane offensive line and he had a great top tier running back. I like Dak Prescott. I watched him all the way back in college, but I don't think he's not going to go anywhere and make a difference. He's got to have all the pieces around him, and he still can't make them. He can't take them over the top. Can't do it.
Well,
Can't do it.
I guess we'll see this year. I guess we'll see this year when Stafford gets out there. We'll see if your theory is correct.
Stafford's clearly better than Dak. Come on, John.
I think that I think that Dak works well in the same way that, you know, I'm a big Kyle Orton guy because I'm a big Purdue guy. Kyle Orton was the guy who needed certain things, right? He needed a solid running game. He needed a top level defense. He needed these things. And if you gave him those things, he could be effective. That's how I see Dak. You know, I see Dak as a guy who needs a lot of things and he can be effective because he makes good decisions for the most part, doesn't turn the ball over, can give you a little bit of athleticism, not much, but a little bit of athleticism when you need it. You know, I just don't see Dak as a game changer. If he pays him $40 million, you know, Jerry Jones done a lot of dumb fucking things. That might be the dumbest fucking thing he's done if he gives Dak 40 mil. But the way quarterbacks are being paid,
it'll probably be like 38. Is what I'm guessing. Probably 38.
Yeah. And like I said, so Dak, Carson Wentz, fucking, this isn't even really that relevant, but Mitch Trubisky could be on the move. Matt Ryan, we've been hearing, could be on the move.
I want Matt Ryan out of Atlanta, man. I think he is highly underrated. He's underrated.
He's overrated. He won a fucking NFL MVP. He's fucking trash.
Matt Ryan.
He's a better version. He's a slightly better version of Andy Dalton. That's who Matt Ryan is. He's a slightly better version of Andy Dalton.
The thing you got to remember about Matt Ryan is almost his entire time there, he's had like top weapons. He had Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez
in the dome.
Yeah, he's had some pretty good weapons, and he's had some fairly good coordinators come through there as well. So I think that Matt Ryan is rated. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's underrated. I think most people understand that Matt Ryan is probably like the 15th to 13th best quarterback in the league. I think that's probably right around where he belongs.
But wouldn't you want to see him out of Atlanta? Atlanta, I know he's been part of the problem with these collapses ever since that Super Bowl, man. They've had monumental collapse after collapse in games. But I would like to see him somewhere else now at this point.
This right here, that's a great one, Alex. So we just got word today, actually. Here, let me show you. This broke about an hour ago. Let me pull this up. Washington, the artist formerly known as the Washington Redskins, made a significant offer for Matthew Stafford before the Rams trade. And that makes sense because the Washington football team, they were still competitive with the fourth string quarterback against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, right? They had some things working for them this year, but they just could not get right at quarterback. If that team gets a quarterback, they could actually be, a little bit more of a threat. Because they had nothing. Like I love the Alex Smith story, but we know who Alex Smith is, especially now with that injury. They were throwing nobodies out there and competing. So if they could go out and get somebody like a Matt Ryan, that might be somebody who would be very valuable to them.
Yeah, they probably would end up winning the division again if they had Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting winning that division though. You're gonna go like what? Still gonna have a losing record?
Yeah, that's being the tallest midget. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I do think Matt Ryan would be an upgrade to their quarterback position for sure.
What about Jimmy Garoppolo? Where's that motherfucker gonna end up?
Fuck Jimmy Garoppolo. Fuck him. Fuck that bitch. Let that bitch look like fucking Nick Foles and nobody'd want that motherfucker. He sucks. Fuck Jimmy G.
I'm pretty sure Belichick would probably be crawling.
Every quarterback is trash today for Jeremy. Every quarterback is
you know what?
Garbage.
Him fucking Tebow's gonna come back and he's going to Jacksonville.
Oh god.
You know, Black and White Sports made a Tim Tebow video yesterday, Jeremy.
I saw it. That's one of their better sports channel than us. They're still talking about Tim Tebow.
God.
No.
Please no. Porn star Jimmy back to the Pats. There's no way like Cam's not going to be there. They already basically said that Cam Newton's not going to be there. That experiment's fucking done.
Where's Cam going?
Retirement.
He may need to be, man.
Who's gonna take a shot at him as a starting quarterback? There's nobody.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cam is completely broken at this point, especially after. I mean, I personally do not think that Belichick is the genius that he's been heralded, but I think there's this. I think Belichick's a good coach, but he's not the guy that made things happen in New England. Tom Brady is, and I think that's been proven. And I've been saying it for years, but there's this idea that if you go to New England and you can't succeed, then you are absolutely just, the worst thing ever because of that aura that Belichick has. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think Cam's stock has never been lower now after failing in New England so bad.
Thing is, though, everybody, professionals say that the New England offense was complicated. And it's even more complicated when you have trash to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody up there. New England's not a very good spot to go if you want to be a successful QB at this point, really. Because if you're expecting somebody to replicate Tom Brady from 2 years ago, which people thought that was a down season, with that trash they have, nah, not the best situation.
Yeah, Cam Newton is not he's not a guy you're going to bring in to be the gap for your young quarterback. No, because nobody wants anyone learning anything from Cam Newton. No. Motherfucker can't do anything. Can't even steal a fucking laptop right. That's how shit Cam Newton is in life, right? So nobody wants Cam Newton for fucking anything. I honestly, he might be a guy that somebody brings in 6 weeks in if somebody breaks their leg or some shit. If he wants money and wants to be a backup, I guess maybe he'll do that. But I don't know why you'd want him as your backup.
I do believe Jimmy G will be going back to New England. I think that's going to be the landing spot for Jimmy G. I feel like that's going to happen.
Do you think the Patriots will trade back the same that they got to get him? Pretty funny.
Oh man, I think Jimmy G's just I don't think he's that good. I think he's a low tier top level quarterback. He's a low tier starting quarterback at best. But I don't think he's completely been overrated by what happened in his little short time in New England, but he's been injury prone as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, even in New England, he was injury prone for his few games that he started.
He played a game and a half, right?
Yeah,
because he got injured in the second game.
So I don't think Jimmy G's the answer, but I think he knows the New England, system. He's familiar with the coaches. He's familiar with the culture, and I think that that's a good fit for them for the short term while they figure out what direction they want to move in.
Yeah. Rigo's right. Cam's going to wear a dress next and ask for equality. Motherfucker probably lose out to Sarah Fuller as bad as he plays.
But you know what? Cam Newton is very close to just probably going full Colin Kaepernick and going the full victim card at this point because his career is so fucking over. He's just gonna go social justice and make a lot of money.
I just want to like Cam Newton before he leaves. I just want to see him roast every female reporter again. It's funny to hear a female talking about routes.
Yeah.
You know,
top of his career.
We need to get those. We need to add that clip to Sports Wars, like
That'd be good.
so we could play it. All these little clips. We need to talk about that, Ryan. Get some of those clips for the StreamYard.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can definitely do that. That'd be funny. But the question that is going to be asked more than any other is Deshaun Watson. That is the biggest one. The bitch who signed a 4-year contract extension last year is now forcing his way out of Houston, even though he knew exactly what he was signing and what he was getting into. And you know, the black coach they hired is not enough. It was not the right black coach that he wanted, so that is not helping. David Culley, however, says that he anticipates Deshaun Watson being Houston's quarterback. I think this is more about like messaging and everything rather than, you know, actually what's going to happen. But David Culley says he took the Houston Texans head coaching job knowing Deshaun Watson was the team's quarterback. He's the quarterback of the Houston Texans. That's all that I was concerned about. That's all I knew. And whatever was being said about what he wanted to do or didn't want to do, all I know is this: he is a Houston Texan. I wanted to be a Texan. And the reason I'm in this position today is because I know he's going to be a Houston Texan. The outside stuff being said is irrelevant to me. Well, since he said that, Deshaun Watson has removed all Texan identification from all of his social media stuff. He is going to force himself out of Houston. David Culley is a shit hire. David Culley has never even been an offensive coordinator in this league. Let alone
receivers coach, right?
Yeah, he's like a receivers coach. He's a guy. He's an NFL journeyman. Been in the league like 25 years. Never really done anything of note, but somehow he's the hire for this. I don't really understand why. Where do you guys think Deshaun Watson's going? That's the real question.
I don't know where he's going, but I do know that I am incredibly disappointed in Deshaun Watson because I think he's a great quarterback. I think I've been high on Deshaun Watson since he, was at Clemson. I watched him play at Clemson, obviously, because I'm an Alabama fan, and I watched him beat us and play incredibly well against us, even in a loss. And he just showed up in the biggest moments, and he's proven to be a solid, a really good NFL quarterback up to this point. He's shown a lot of signs for potential greatness, but his attitude through this whole process has just shown me that he's probably he's got such a social justice nonsense about him that I don't know. I think that's going to affect him in the future. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
I'm wondering if after Culley was hired and then he scrubbed all the Texan stuff, and you even got the crazy liberal mayor of Houston out there basically begging Deshaun to stay here. How can I even put this? He's setting a very, very bad precedent to where the NFL players may end up having the kind of power that the NBA players have. And that's a very bad precedent to set in the NFL. I mean, if he forces his way out, like Stafford has already forced his way out, if Deshaun Watson, who just signed a big contract, forces the hand of the Texans to trade him, the NFL could go down a very, very dark path, and it won't be good.
Yep.
When you start giving the players that kind of power.
I think it's kind of where we're at. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, because look at it. Look, James Harden had a deal. I want to go to Brooklyn. What does Houston do? They send him to Brooklyn. Why would you empower Brooklyn like that? I don't know.
I think it may have been different if it had been someone in a different in their conference. Like if he was like, I want to go to LA. maybe they would have said no, I guess. But at that point, I guess they figured that's maybe the best they could do. I hope the Houston Rockets actually have a good season. I really do.
They've won 4 in a row since they traded.
They got talent, man. They got talent there, but that's always been the case with Houston. They always have talent, but James Harden's always there clogging everything up. So both physically and basketball wise at this point. But John Wall, Boogie Cousins, Oladipo now, like they got things they can do. So I hope they do, just to say fuck you to James Harden. But Brooklyn's also rolling right now as well.
Yeah.
I don't know where he ends up. I don't know how this whole thing plays out. I know that was your initial question, and I just don't know. I have no idea because I don't know. He's going to be trouble no matter where he goes at this point because he's all about this everything. He's all about everything out over other than football at this point, and that's sad to see because, like I said, I think Watson has a lot of potential to be a great quarterback. But this is not good though.
Yeah, you never see a star quarterback force their way out. That's why I think you never see big time quarterbacks go anywhere until they're pretty much done, because teams know how hard it is to find another quarterback. So if the Texans do trade him, and obviously it's going to be for Pitts, the chances of those Pitts actually getting a really, really good quarterback are slim because it's that hard.
Could he go to Dallas?
That'd be interesting.
Could he go to Dallas? Yeah. I saw somebody say something about Jerry and Dak, and that made me think Dallas. Because Jerry Jones would be that guy, right? Jerry Jones would be that guy to throw 3 first-round picks on the table, put his dick on the table to get him there if they can't work things out with Dak. I don't know. Like, I was thinking, like, to me, I heard a lot of people saying Stafford for Watson with a couple picks maybe thrown in. But Watson's not going to want to go to Lions. Like, no way. No. So, like, that's the thing. He is picky. And this is exactly like the fucking NBA. The whole way this has gone down, you have Deshaun Watson, who has been saying silent, putting out little cryptic things on Twitter here and there, letting his people leak all this stuff. The same way you have fucking bitches like LeBron James. Stuff. It is legitimately right out of the beta bitch LeBron's playbook, the passive aggressive cock sucking LeBron James. That is exactly what this feels like. And that's what the NFL is morphing into in general when it comes to social justice, when it comes to the power that these players think they have, when it comes to their activism and putting it in your face and driving fans away. That's not a good template to follow at this point. We're going to talk about the NBA and the ratings in a little bit here. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, and I think it's again, once Watson's going to get his way. He's going to get out of Houston, and he's going to go to where he wants to go. And if it doesn't work out like he wants, then he'll continue to play the victim. We're just at that point now. It's just not about football. It's about nonsensical agendas.
Well, also you have, this is where I think Deshaun is also getting more empowered. Former Texans are trashing the Texans. Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, they have been roasting the Houston Texans. And they want Deshaun to stand firm because they believe that the franchise is being run horribly since, what's that guy's name up there in, out here in Houston. I can't remember his name. But they have been destroying that guy. They said the guy's trash.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron James, these are LeBron James fans. LeBron James, who says that his people are being hunted in the streets, right? These are LeBron James fans right here. Kavarius Anderson. These are the type of people. This is a bronzexual. This is a typical bronzexual. That's who they are, and it's not very surprising. But of course, you have a room temperature IQ, so I'm not too worried about you.
Hey, Lucasfilm will probably hire you though.
Yeah, you sound like a Disney Star Wars fan, to be honest with you. You'd be perfect for them. He'd be perfect for them, I think. But let me hit some of these super chats. Daniel Newbert for $5. Another wrinkle that may have contributed to all the picks for Stafford is the size of Goff's contract. He's paid like an elite quarterback, but isn't one. That's definitely important in all of this. And honestly, like we talked about this the other day when Jeremy was talking about how overpaid Jimmy Garoppolo is. The top 20 quarterbacks in the NFL are all getting fucking way too much money. Like like the amount of money that you don't think is realistic. You think that is being overpaid, but that's kind of like the price that they've set in the market now. Whether it's Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco used to be getting paid a shit ton of money before his contract ran up. So that was probably a big part of it because Jared Goff does have a big contract that they're going to have to eat unless they can figure out something to do with him.
Yeah, and that's the thing where I think that's just going to run into a lot of problems for a lot of teams. I mean, I just a bigger scale. That's why I'm very interested to see what the future will be in Kansas City with like Patrick Mahomes signing that mega contract. You know what I mean? And it's like it's going to hinder that team down the road to continue to maintain that elite status they have and all those great weapons. And these contracts are crippling teams, man. They're crippling them.
Yeah.
So
me and Rhodes were talking about that on our live stream. We're like, I think I said Patrick Mahomes, he gets the 3 Super Bowls. That's probably about right. But with his money, that team is gonna start to feel the effects of it. I think after next season.
Yeah. That's crippling. That's like franchise crippling, the amount of money that they're gonna give him. Yeah. Especially when if ratings continue on this trend that we've seen for NFL ratings continue to dwindle a little bit, the next time they re-up those contracts and it's not going to be as much as they were expecting from the ESPNs, the Foxes, the CBSs, and then what happens with the salary cap and it stagnates, maybe even goes down a dip, because that's what they're betting on with that contract is that as the salary cap continues to rise, $50 million ain't going to seem so bad 10 years from now. What if it's not the case? What if all your social justice bullshit? What if Deshaun Watson kneeling during the national anthem like a cuck? All these people talking about Black Lives Matter, all this bullshit. What if that kills your salary cap? Then you're really fucked.
Yeah, I mean the long term of it is that's the biggest problem with a lot of this stuff, that they go all in with hopes that it's going to change their future, but in reality, it's just a short-term gain, long-term loss in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Taker 610 for $2. Guys, will the Tokyo Olympics be canceled? Yeah. That's basically what it seems like to me. It seems like they're already done, honestly.
I haven't kept up with the news.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with that at all.
Yeah, they were just talking about how really difficult it is going to be to even do it. I don't think it's going to happen. So sucks for the athletes. It sucks for the people who have been training for this moment. Even just it getting pushed a year fucks up these people's trainings and their lives because we're talking about the NBA, the NFL, where so many of these guys are so fucking ridiculously rich. That's not the state for most people in these programs. My dad actually does some stuff working with some Olympians, and like they're just normal people in a lot of ways. And so much of their life is dedicated to training and hitting their peak at these times, and they might be completely fucked, and that sucks. So Mick Walsh for €5. Clay Travis says the Texans are in full control of the Watson fiasco. Could lose up to $2.6 million if he sits out right up to preseason games. Well, yeah, they do have control. There are things they can do to fine him and everything, but I don't think that matters to him. I think that they are going to cave to the pressure. They're trying to put up a good front, but I think the Texans are going to cave and trade him.
I feel like they're going to have to, but I mean, I guess it's possible that won't happen. But to me, based on where we're at, based on how he's acting, it feels like they're going to have to cave and get rid of him. And I mean, where does he go right now? What team poses him? Because he's clearly going to want to go to a team that is a contender immediately when he walks in the door. Who is that? I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, the Texans may be thinking, all right, we control his contract this season and next season. But here's the problem. He could pull a James Harden. James Harden, I want out of Houston. I want to go to the Nets. All right, you guys ain't trade me. Let me play like garbage. Remember, James Harden played like garbage for 3-4 straight games, averaging like 17 points a game. And then they trade him to the Nets, and what happens? Oh, he's back to scoring 30 points, triple doubles and everything. Deshaun Watson can actually just say, to hell with it. I'm just going to play like crap and just force their hand.
Well, and I think that even maybe more important than that is just the locker room shit. Like, you have a dude who doesn't want to be there, who has shown that he fucking hates this team, hates everything to do with them, taking all of it off. Like, who wants to be in the locker room with that guy? You know? So I think that's kind of where they might find themselves. I think it's where they might find themselves. Ethan Johansson for $2. Dak is Kirk Cousins with a good offensive line. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not high on Dak as an NFL quarterback. I do think he's a starting NFL quarterback, but he's definitely bottom tier, and so that would put him with the Kirk Cousins of the world. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good analogy, all things considered. I think Dak slightly got more upside than Kirk Cousins, though. I do think that. I think he's got more upside, but he's still in that realm.
Yeah, John says Colts. I forgot about the Colts. That is kind of where I actually thought we talked about Stafford maybe a little bit last week or so at some point, and I thought the Colts or the Rams. Like the Colts with Philip Rivers retiring, they need a quarterback, and they've got a good defense. They've got pieces, so we'll see if they make a big move to get one of these guys.
Are there rumors that Andrew Luck might come back? Was that just somebody running their mouth?
That was not a rumor. That was Jim Irsay saying, I think Andrew Luck should come back to football.
Oh, really? So Irsay's trying to float it in the media to pressure him.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
It's something I've wondered about because like his retirement was so shocking and sudden. You remember that, Jeremy?
Oh, of
that
course,
was like,
of course.
It was very abrupt.
It was so abrupt, and he definitely left a lot on the table. And for someone like Andrew Luck, whose entire life has been about football, whose dad's entire life has been about football, to make that decision and step away might seem like the right thing to do, but you have to, like, in the back of your mind, knowing you're 30 years old, like seeing what these people are doing, you got to have that itch.
I can't see it happening. Can't see it happening.
I don't see it either.
I wouldn't bet on it, but at the same time, I think it's a possibility. I can see it happening, but I wouldn't bet on it, if that makes sense. So we'll see. Why would Luck want to return to what? The Colts listen, the Colts were, a drive away from beating the Bills in the playoffs. Philip Rivers had some opportunities, couldn't get it done. Philip Rivers is past his prime, but still, a serviceable dude was what they needed. He can come back and do some damage, I think, for sure. 408 Killa Shark for $3 says Niner Empire. We're gonna see what the Niners do if they hang on to Jimmy G. It's gonna be interesting. I think they're ready to move on, but I don't know. Mikey Gussler for $2. You see Jacob Airy getting destroyed on Twitter. I did, Mikey. I took part in that. Some cuck talking shit about Zack Snyder. So yeah, fuck him. He is getting absolutely destroyed. I don't think he has any sports takes, but if he did, he would probably be a bronsexual, if I had to guess. But speaking of LeBron James lovers, and speaking about idiots who are so easily manipulated by the NBA, I have to thank one of our hate watchers, one of our hate viewers, of which we do have a lot of. We have a lot of hate viewers. They DM'd me this story like, BTFO, BD, right? Trying to own us because this is what it says, right? This is the headline. NBA viewership across TNT, ESPN, and ABC up 34%. Being like, oh, you guys are all wrong. I thought this is kind of strange, because the NBA is putting this out, right? the NBA has officially released this statement. I thought that's very strange considering, Christmas was down significantly. So many games are drawing less than 1 million people, which is pathetic for the NBA. And I thought that's very interesting. And of course, the retards, the bronzexuals, the NBA fanboys, the woke cucks out there that hate this channel have been absolutely tricked and duped by the NBA's fake news because that's what they're trying to do.
Yep.
They know how stupid you are. They know that you motherfuckers spend all day with LeBron's flaccid cock in your mouth while you tickle his balls. They know that that's who you are. So they put this out and you idiots believe it. Take a look. So through MLK Day, 27 games, the NBA has seen a rise in viewership. Now, what this is talking about is specifically 27 games that aired nationally on the channels TNT, ESPN, and ABC. I thought that they might have been up to something interesting here because we know they were with the season opener. The opening week ratings were up, even though we know that they were down because they included Christmas. And that is the real kicker. Christmas Day ratings for the NBA are essentially like Thanksgiving for the NFL. It is like everybody's watching, everybody's tuning in. That is the NBA's day to shine. We know the Christmas ratings, Christmas to Christmas, were down, but they try to skew these things. So, of course, I did my due diligence. I took a look and I counted last year's games that were on ABC, ESPN, and TNT. And it stops in the middle of November, before even Thanksgiving. Whereas the 27 games they're including here obviously include those big games that were all on ESPN, ABC, and TNT on Christmas. So that is what they're doing. If you compare year to year, week to week, the ratings are still down for the woke NBA. They're down drastically. But of course, the NBA has tricked you small-minded motherfuckers with their fake news. Because that's all they have. That's why they put this out here, is to trick you and try to change the narrative, to make you think that they're not failing, when in fact they are.
Yeah.
They're including, basically, it's like if you put the Super Bowl into ratings in one side to try to boost it. That's what they have done. But you people are too dumb to realize it.
Yeah, I mean, and no research whatsoever. They just take headlines and they run with it, which is what they do. That's what they do with our videos. The videos they don't like, articles they don't like. They'll screenshot the headline to go, oh, look what they say, and they don't listen to any details. Same with this. All you needed was that headline. These weirdos are never going to do any research whatsoever. They're not going to look into the details, and that's the NPC nature talking points that they want, and they got. But it doesn't take a genius to realize that the NBA is not relevant. No one is talking about the games. Nobody's talking about the actual on-the-court product because it is a dying product right now because they are pushing too many real-world politics into it, and they have alienated a huge portion of their fan base. They have called their fan base racist. They have called their fan base sexist. They have called all of the people that disagree with their political opinions the most horrible names ever, and people are just tired of it. It's that simple. We just want these players to shut up and dribble, and I continue to say that because I know how much it offends LeBron James when it's said. Same with the NBA or the NFL. Shut up and throw the football. Nobody gives a fuck about your politics. That goes all the way to the top with Tom Brady. I don't give a fuck what Tom Brady thinks about the world, about politics, about anything. He should shut the fuck up and throw the football. And that's exactly what he does. And he does a damn good job of it. That's it.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
Yeah. I guess I'm not too surprised. I mean, the NBA must think some of us are really, really stupid. They came off of the lowest rated NBA finals in history. And it wasn't even close. Something like 5 million people on average watch the NBA finals. So now all of a sudden they expect us to believe that more people actually showed up to watch the NBA. We knew why the ratings were down. It was all because of social justice garbage. So you mean to tell me that the people that were criticizing the NBA for that have decided, all right, let's go ahead and let's start watching again? No. This season started a couple of days before Christmas. And Outkick had the numbers for Christmas Day. They were horrible compared to the previous season.
Yeah, the Christmas of the previous season, which is what you need to be comparing these things to.
Yeah, you don't compare it to, the opening week, because for the most part, the unofficial day that the NBA was really back was like Christmas, even though we know it starts like November 1st or something like that. You can't compare that. And that's what they're trying to do.
It would be, I made this comparison when it happened. It would be the equivalent if like COVID had done something and delayed the NFL season, and they delayed it so that opening week was Thanksgiving. And then they used that to be like, wow, look at opening week this year is way better than it was last year. People love the NFL because of those ridiculous ratings boosts that you get from these monumental, traditional things. But if you compare it year to year, it was down. And that's the thing that, again, that they're using these low IQ people to try to spread their disinformation, because that's all they have. Yeah. The ratings are bad. The only really bad. The only improvement in ratings that we've seen, I will admit this, was on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Those ratings were better this year than they were last year. That's the only thing. And of course, it's because it was so hyped and promoted and all of this stuff, because, it's social justice. That is the only positive the NBA has had in ratings this entire fucking year.
Yeah. And Rhodes does a great job because he puts out those ratings videos for us, and he always gives you the real numbers, because he'll go back, he'll research the previous year for this day and give you the real numbers. And they're all horrible.
Nice. Rhodes does a great job of getting those. You guys even have the gif of LeBron crying, the tears. The LeBron tears that he play on the
that's screen. So funny when he puts that in the videos.
That is so good. Don Juan says, Lions fan here, couldn't be happier. There you go. I think that's what I mean. I do think that it is back to that a little bit. I think it's a win for the Lions. I think it's a win for the Rams. Sometimes it works like that. Not everybody gets screwed in a trade. Sometimes it works pretty well.
Well, I mean, the Lions have it's a good deal for the Lions if they utilize it correctly. The problem is will they? And it is the Lions, so I'm just not sure that they will utilize it correctly.
Think of this, man. They threw away Barry Sanders' career and Calvin Johnson's career.
Mm-hmm.
2 all-time greats. This is the Lions.
I mean, Barry Sanders is still the best individual football player I have ever seen, just in terms of his ability. Like, it was incredible how talented he was, and never even made a Super Bowl, which is crazy.
Did he even make the playoffs?
Never came close to it. Yeah,
he made the playoffs. Yeah.
He made the playoffs, and man, Barry wet the bed badly. He ran for -3 yards.
Yeah.
Game.
How many playoff games have the Lions won since 1960?
Probably 2.
It was like 1 or something.
Not many. Not many at all.
Here, Detroit Lions playoff win since 1957. Let's see. I can't. Just give me a fucking number, you stupid fuck.
One is what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, one. They won.
I don't even remember that one.
It was 90. Someone just said in 91. They went to the NFC Championship game and lost, I believe.
Wait, they did? They went to the NFC Championship game in 91.
Yeah, well, they only had to win one game. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like Green Bay, right? You get Kansas City, you get a first round bye, and then you fucking play a game, and then you're in the AFC Championship. So, they beat my Cowboys. Says Jay Rickman. There he is. He remembers.
Yeah, but right after that, then that's when the Cowboys launched. Won 3 out of 4 Super Bowls.
That's true. Robert Smith for $5. LeBron shouldn't have an opinion on equality and social justice when kids and forced laborers built his shoes for a couple dollars a day. Pathetic. LeBron James has always said we have to stand. We have to stand up and talk about, injustices anywhere we see them. Of course, we always miss the last part of that quote unless it's on the continent of Asia. right? That is where LeBron James ignores any injustices and, in fact, sticks up for China because he cares about that money. So,
yep.
LeBron's just he's a garbage human being. Great NBA. He's a great basketball player. He's a really terrible human being, though.
Oh yeah, really? Absolutely. It's terrible. Let me see if I can get that real quick. My chat's catching up here. But thank you for the super chat, Robert Smith. We really appreciate that. We are coming up on the hour here. John, what do you guys have going on? Black and White Sports. What are you guys up to?
Not much. I don't think we looked at anything really to put out so far. We're about to combine all of our channels tomorrow. So Rhodes is going to be putting up new channel art, new channel names. So John Matrix is going away. That's going to be Black and White News. And technically, we've already been doing that anyway. Just kind of let people know. But Black and White Sports, nothing's changing on that end. So that's pretty much all we got going.
Yeah, right on, man. You guys are killing it over there. Really tonight, obviously we have the our Mario Kart stream over on Twitch, and we're gonna have a few guests join us. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're expecting a big night over there. So we're looking forward to that. So if you guys are not following us on Twitch, you should do that. That's geeks_and_gamers on Twitch. Follow us tonight for a crazy Mario Kart stream with the whole team is going to be there. And then some guests are going to join us.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. President-elect Archie Bunker for $5 says, how woke will Super Bowl commercials be? Oof. Will the woke commie queen Sarah Fuller grace us with her greatness and her Hall of Fame presence? Dude, I didn't even thought about Super Bowl commercials.
I didn't even think about it either.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
You're probably, BLM got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, and we know that BLM has been burning, destroying, and killing people for the better part of a year. Yeah. This is crazy times we're living in, folks. So I expect some crazy BLM commercials on the Super Bowl.
Nice. Matt's in the chat. Matt Dragon says, I'll give you a shout out on my live stream night. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Matt Dragon.
Yeah,
thanks for being here supporting.
Thank you.
My Nerdy Home for $5 says Snyder Cut.
March 18th.
Else it'll be bad.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, Snyder Cut is going to be trending all day today. If you want to go to Twitter, it will be there because
Twitter.
Yeah, because it's that time of year again. It's that time where the fan base is activated. We got a couple new images and a quote from Martian Manhunter. So that's going to be fucking awesome. But that has nothing to do with sports. The ads in the Super Bowl are going to be cringe and terrible and woke, and we're going to use that and make content out of it and make money. So I can't wait for that.
Super Bowl commercials haven't been that great the last few years anyway.
10 years. No, they haven't been good in fucking years. No one's funny anymore. People aren't funny anymore. People are fucking retarded. Culture Casino for $2. Budweiser is promoting vaccines and trash at Super Bowl. God.
They're gonna go overboard with a lot of the stuff, man. So
yeah,
that's where we are. Again, if you have not signed up to geeksandgamers.com, our website, we have forums over there. It's free to sign up to the website. We have a sports forum. You can go in there and have whatever discussions you want about sports and any other topics you want for free. And then we are currently developing an app. So that is in the process. And for our premium members of the website, who can be a premium member for a minimum of $10 a month, you will be part of the alpha and the beta testing phase once we roll that out. And it supports the channel, supports the brand, and it helps us a lot. So thank you all for the support.
Hell yeah. And speaking of support, we got a couple super chats coming in here. Brandon Heath for $5. I didn't think about Super Bowl either. When Budweiser, Coca-Cola, and even Pepsi talked about not putting up ads, something's wrong. Yeah, we heard that. We heard that people were not going to pay. They've had problems getting people to pay for regular ads during the NFL season because of how bad the ratings have been. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of these get discounted. Maybe we'll put up a Geeks and Gamers ad in the Super Bowl, Jeremy. See what we can do.
We don't quite have that much money. not yet. Maybe in 10 years. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, the NFL will be fucking dead. So good. M Tax Shark for a $1.99 super sticker with a thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate that. Wheezy Bird for $2. Kurt Schilling still voted out of Hall of Fame. Nobody got voted into the Hall of Fame this year in the MLB. Yeah, the MLB Hall of Fame is a very archaic system. That the more and more people play baseball, the more and more difficult it is to get elected because of what they do. Because you have to have a certain percentage of votes, and some of these people abstain from voting. And some people are like, well, I mean, I can't put this guy as a first ballot Hall of Famer because this guy wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's so stupid. At the end of the day, I will die on the hill that Barry Bonds is not only a Hall of Famer, but a first ballot Hall of Famer
and Roger Clemens
and Roger Clemens and Roger, but even more so is Barry, because Barry Bonds is, outside of, I guess, Griffey, that he's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen.
Well, I think that's a different thing altogether. Like people that are either suspected or caught cheating. But like in general, like Kurt Schilling is not being voted in the Hall of Fame because of his politics. Yeah, that's why Kurt Schilling's not being voted in. His numbers are there. He's completely clean. It's because of his politics that he's not being voted in.
Yep.
And that's, again, it's these fucking archaic sports media people that they are such a big problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that he pretty much used the left's own words against him when he's talking about the racial demographics of the voters? He said something about like 90% of these guys are like white men and stuff like that, just to rub it back into their face.
My Nerdy Home for $2. Here's money. Why is Jeremy an avatar? He's tired.
I'm tired. I was at the ER all night last night with my daughter. She had a really rough night, but I think she's doing better now. So
that's good.
Yeah. Brandon Heath with an interesting super chat. He thinks that we've got it wrong. The BLM abbreviation doesn't stand for Black Lives Matter. Something about Biden and minors. Those are Brandon's words, not anyone on Sports Wars. No. But we do appreciate the super chat, Brandon. We do appreciate the super chat. All right. But
hey, we've had a hella good turnout today, man. We had over 1,000 people for most of the stream. Thank you guys for that. We appreciate it. Next week is going to be big because Super Bowl predictions. And looking forward to that. So thank you guys, though. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Except for fucking Baby Yoda's dumbass always peeking out over John's shoulder there.
I think I'm going to get a Baby Yoda just to annoy Ryan.
God, look at that stupid fucking thing. I can't.
Yeah, you know what? I'm getting a Baby Yoda. If I got to deal with the Snyder Cut bullshit for the next few months, I'm getting a Baby Yoda.
I've got my General Zod right there. He's fucking peering over everybody. Release the hype engine. Here, maybe this is how we'll end the stream. God, we keep getting super chats, so we can't end. Kimbrough Films for $5. Ryan, I need you to cuss out LeBron one more time for me. That shouldn't be a problem. Listen, LeBron James is a fucking line sack of shit. He is a cocksucking beta bitch. This is a dude who is pretending like black people are being fucking hunted in the streets. This is a dude who had a fake hate crime reported at his house. But of course, they drew over the evidence because they Jussie Smolletted it because it never actually happened. LeBron James is a victim. LeBron James is a bitch. LeBron James will never even fucking sniff Michael Jordan's ass. That is how far away he is from the GOAT. LeBron James is a pussy and always will be, a passive-aggressive cocksucker who has lost 6 NBA championships at this point. Fuck LeBron James and fuck the woke NBA.
I got nothing else to say.
My Nerdy Home for $2. Show her Man of Steel. It make her all better.
Funny story is that's what made her sick, and then we got to the hospital and they played the Christopher Reeve Superman, and she started feeling better.
Shut the fuck. That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. Experiment 626 said beat bop Boop Bop Beep for $2. My Super Bowl prediction, I won't be watching. Well, there's a good one.
That's a good decision.
You know that one's going to be that one. You control that one. So there you have it. Black of America. Fuck you, Ryan. Ooh, I feel really threatened. Black of America by not capitalizing anything, using you instead of you. Wow, it's very threatening. Black of America. Hang out with your buddy Contavious, whoever the fuck it was that came in here earlier with that weak ass shit. You fucking pussy. You blonde sexual cuck. But there you have it, guys. We are going. God, my nerdy home. Fuck, my nerdy home with a super chat with an angry face because of the Zack Snyder hate. Thank you.
Shout out to my nerdy home. Does a great job modding chat though. My nerdy home's awesome.
I think she's hasn't been here because she's fucking working right now and she's maybe on a break. I don't know what she's doing. But thank you to everyone for being here. Over 1,000 people for a good portion of the stream where we just talked about Matthew Stafford and shit. So that was very awesome. Awesome to see both our channels continue to grow. What is that cat doing? Where the fuck that thing come from?
The dog left and walked out of here, and then the cat just jumps on me. But she's a good girl. She's the best cat.
I called LeBron James a pussy so many times. The cat eventually made it. Dark Side Droids with a $2 super sticker. It says game over. Thank you, Dark Side Droids. My nerdy home with the super sticker that is just a
blank face. I don't know how to.
That's the face it is. So there you have it. But thank you. We are going to end it.
Yeah, I do want to say that LeBron James is not Cobra Kai material at all.
LeBron James isn't even Miyagi-Do material. LeBron James is a complete fucking pussy.
He's lambda material.
He's one of those that they're announcing all the different things at the tournament. And as you know, Johnny then goes to talk to Miguel and it gets drowned out in the background. It's like that type of irrelevance. Yeah. That's the dojo that LeBron James belongs to. And my nerdy home, god damn it, Jeremy. Hold on. $4.99 super sticker. It is a
jumping controller
that's legs and arms that's celebrating. So thank you, my nerdy home.
I've never seen that one.
Me neither. It's interesting. But thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight on Twitch.
Fuck LeBron James.